Communication and language is one of the prime areas of learning and development in curriculums, such as the Early Years Learning Framework in Australia. It is more than just talking about, it's more than just talking. It means all the different ways a child understands and communicates, only part of which spoken words. Digital play in the early years learning environment can play a big role in promoting communication and language development in preschoolers. Why? It is because when we talk about the right type of technology for this to occur, we are discussing ICT, or information and communication technologies. At this point, we are focusing on the CT, that is communication technology, and represents communication devices or applications such as mobile phones, desktop computers, laptops, tablet PCs, network hardware and software, and even video conferencing. The use of such ICT in early childhood education ensures that there will be a rich language environment across a range of situations. It is important that young children are provided with these conditions, as studies have indicated that those that are more advanced in their reading capabilities are usually brought up in an environment that has exposed them to a significantly larger vocabulary. So here are 9 strategies for language development in early childhood education with ICT. Taped stories and headphones is a fantastic way to get started. Children can listen or follow storybooks. They can also, you as a teacher, as an early childhood teacher, can ask the children to follow the story or looking at the book while listening to the words. Digital recorders and microphones and also talking photo albums is another strategy that you can use. As an adult, you can tell a story, or the children can tell the story themselves, perhaps even recounting a visit or an outing. This sort of technology can be used to allow children to follow instructions as well. So it's great for that type of purpose. One of the most familiar ways of communication technology is through the humble walkie-talkies. I can remember using those as a child myself. And one of the best things to remember about ICT is that it can be used in 2 ways. And that's a very important fact to remember when using ICT for language development. So you could use them to talk at a distance and to even to give them instructions. But what about recordable binoculars? Technology is advancing in many ways, more than one. And recordable binoculars is another way that you can also help enhance language development when children can record speech while exploring. Then there's the talking clipboards as well. And these can record voices whilst mark making, or you can be listening to instructions left by you as the educator or the adult helper. Most early childhood education centres these days are familiar with the interactive whiteboards. And these are a great way as well to help develop language development, as they can be used to display images, and that those images can then facilitate a lot of discussion and interest among the students, among the children. So, and images themselves can also be fiction or non-fiction. And they can also provide opportunities to recount and engage in verbal interactions. So this is a fantastic way to really maximize the interactive whiteboard rather than just displaying text. Videos is one of the most common sources of communication and information these days. As we all know, videos on the internet are very common. And a lot of people these days do also go and search for information through popular sites such as YouTube, where they go through and they listen and watch and learn from the videos themselves. So as an early childhood educator, you can also take advantage of that. And children can follow the storylines, and you can listen to a dialogue, at times even discuss the plot that is being depicted in the video itself. And don't forget as well that children can make their own videos. They can record themselves reading a story. This is such a great strategy for those who are uncomfortable about reading in front of other people. They can record themselves and then display it for later on. Slideshows is another great way, and it just sort of continues on from being able to use images itself. Already I've discussed how images, the use of images is a key form of communication. And as the simple slideshow can tell a million words, which actually goes on to further promote the saying that a picture says a thousand stories, or however it goes. So a simple slideshow can go a long way to helping students, young children, communicate what they want to do. If they're unable to or have trouble in difficulty in writing, then ask them to depict their story in words, in images, and then display it on a slideshow as a form of their way to communicate their story. Finally, the ever-present desktop computers or even tablet computers, such as the very common iPad or any other tablet computer. These are very good to use to listen to stories and or to follow instructions. Additionally, they may also involve opening programs and navigating around the screens and reading instructions. So they are probably one of the most common forms of communication technology that we are all familiar with. And as such, it is a great idea to hone in on your capabilities and being able to imagine the potential of learning with this technology. So these are some of the other strategies. These are just a few strategies that I would encourage you to start applying today. This is your chance to put theory into practice. And remember that successful technology integration in early childhood education is about imagining the potential for learning with the technology for the context in which it will be taught. So use these strategies as a starting point, and then go off and look in your own early childhood learning environment and see what other technologies you might have, and start to determine how they can be used to further enhance language development and communication development in your early childhood learning environment today. And if you need more help to be able to successfully integrate digital technology in your early childhood learning environment, why not enroll in one of our online PD for early childhood teachers, or become a member of our Academy today and gain instant access to all 60 plus online PD, webinar replays, and much more for just $50 per month.